God, I feel like I ain't done this in for fucking ever, and it's only been like 3 or 4 days. Jeez, man. Welcome, everybody. 1650 PWAM. We are 1650 PWAM Pro Wrestling and more. Thank you for joining us tonight or listening to us, even if you're not live. Thank you so much for listening to us. What a crazy 24 hours or 48 hours it's been in the world of wrestling, huh? I tell you what, man. ROH put on a good... I haven't seen it yet. I only saw like the first 2 matches. But I'm going to watch the rest of it tomorrow. And we'll talk about this more with AC when he gets on here. Ring of Honor putting on a damn good pay-per-view from what I heard. Then you'll go to then I go to CWF on Saturday. Fucking awesome show. We'll get in more about that Wednesday, maybe even a little bit tonight. No spoilers though. Not going to spoil anything. But we will have a lot to talk about on Wednesday night, trust me. I may go ahead and see if we can even book a guest on Wednesday because from what I've been told, this coming Wednesday CWF is one that you should watch, but it can be a little bit filler-ish from what I'm told. So we will talk about that on Wednesday at the on the unofficial or the official unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic Worldwide After Show with myself and Jeff Edwards. Got to tell you, man, I want to talk. I'm going to talk about this Wednesday as well when we get Jeff on, unless Jeff wants to come on tonight and talk about it. But it's still fresh in my mind, so I feel the need to go ahead and say it now. And if Jeff wants to come on tonight, he could talk about it, or he can save it for Wednesday, because I'm going to repeat it on Wednesday as well, because there's people listening to us Wednesday that may not listen tonight. Had a lot of people coming up to me last night, man, telling me that we love what we do here at 1650, that they love what we're doing on the after show. And I got to tell you here, I got to tell you, I'm humbled. I'm absolutely humbled. I had tears in my eyes a couple times thinking about it on the way home, because I've been doing this. You know, it was the night, I believe it was like a week before the very first One Night Stand, which I believe that was 2005 or 6. So I've been doing this about 15 years. Or 12 years, I should say. Yeah, about 12 years. And I know this guy gets a bad rap. But when a guy like Bruce Mitchell of the PW Torch comes up to you and goes, he literally, Bruce's words to me was, I've been doing this for 30 years. And then I have people coming up and putting you over to me. Keep doing what you're doing. Anything to help the promotion's good. Keep it up. That says something. That absolutely says something. AC is supposed to join us tonight. Supposed to. Waiting for him to call in here. But again, thank you guys so much for that. As the music starts over again. Jesus Christ. Let me close that out. Anyway, thank you to everybody who came up and said hi. I had one fan who wanted to remain anonymous. And they will remain anonymous, but I will tell a little bit of their story on 1650 on the after show this Wednesday. But I will tell you that, you know, the show last night was fabulous. Well, so again, I don't want to give a whole lot away because, I mean, that's for Wednesday. But thank you to all those who have been listening to this network. Thank you to everybody on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at 1650PWAM. Thank you, every single one of you. In the last... I'm getting choked up kind of just saying this, man, because it's like, I've been doing this for going on 12 years, you know, and it took me 12 years to get even this kind of, you know, people coming up to me and going, hey, I love your fucking work. I mean, I wish to God Jeff Edwards could have been with me last night. And I even told him in a phone conversation, I I called him right after I left the parking lot, right as I was on my way home, and I was like, dude, we had people coming up asking, hey, love your show. How long have you been doing it? Where can I find you? Where can I follow you at, you know? And they were asking about Jeff and where he's from and everything like this. And I was just like, man, that's why we do this. That's why we do this. We don't do it for fucking money because, God damn it, I have a job. My bills are paid for. Internet radio or podcasting has never paid my bills and probably will never pay my bills. I'm not in it for money. Jeff's not in it for money. AC, not in it for money. But to have fans of ours come up to us, tweet us, email us, message us, follow us, subscribe to us, and say that they love us and that they love the work that we're doing. I think I speak for everybody on this network when I tell you from the bottom of my fucking heart, man, thank you for just being there. Thank you for even wanting to hear my voice, AC's voice, Jeff Edwards' voice. I know I say a lot of controversial shit, and a lot of you are probably sitting there going, oh, he talks out of his ass one second and out of his mouth the other. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, because one view, one person coming up and shaking my hand and saying that they love it, one person asking for Jeff, which actually the person I think that I talked to last night even asked when Jeff was coming to a show. They asked when I was coming back to the Sportatorium, which I know it's not about me. It's about those guys who bust their ass in that ring every month. It's about the people like Brad Stutz and Cecil Scott who sit behind that commentary desk, and Cecil, who even steps in the ring every now and then, bust their ass to deliver a product. It's about Grant Sawyer, who handles that fucking camera and sits there and edits that show for you each and every week. But to hear people coming up and thanking me for doing something, to thanking me and Edwards for doing something, that's why I've been doing this for 12 years, man. It never gets old. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We're ready for AC to come on, man. AC says he wasn't going to pass out on us tonight. Let me see if I can get him on Facebook here. He's probably watching that UFC show that's going on right now. Let's see here. I just sent him something there. But yeah, I mean, so we'll get into it a little bit more on Wednesday, and even the conversations that I had, and the phone call with Jeff afterwards was a little bit emotional. I says, man, I missed you last night. And I did. I missed him so much last night, man. I wanted him to be beside me feeling what I felt last night. It was just so damn cool. And even today, the stuff we've gotten on Twitter just in the last 24 hours, guys, the spreading the 1650 name out there and getting follow after follow on my account. I don't know how the Twitter account's been doing all day on the 1650 Twitter account. Jeff manages that, but thank you guys so much, man. It's just awesome. And how about this? These guys had to jump in a van. The CWF crew, along with John Philip Babbage, Johnny P, jumped in a van and drove last night and drove all the way to Indiana for a indie show up there. The Dynamite Cup, I think it was. That's craziness, man. It's dedication. Had guys like Kane Justice, Trevor Lee, man, going up there after those two had matches last night. So anyway, I don't think AC is coming on. He stood us up again. This is why I said might be joining us. So AC, call in if you're there, man. Let me see if I can call him. Probably he's going to go to like a voicemail message or something here. I know he saw the message. Anyway. A lot of stuff happening online with Ring of Honor. I wanted to talk about this here, man. There's a lot of talk here about the big spoiler for Slammiversary coming, that they're trying to get Shaquille O'Neal to appear in Slammiversary. Because, yeah, that's really going to upstage McMahon. You couldn't get him to appear at WrestleMania, but we got him at Slammiversary. It means nothing. Nothing. It just means that you scrape together enough money to pay the man. That's all that means. So, people in shambles, you know, about Seth Rollins facing Nakamura at a house show. Or Seth Rollins facing Mahal at a house show, and Nakamura was supposed to face Jinder at a house show, and a lot of people was like they were divided, and why is a Raw star going to a SmackDown show? And it's a mess. It's a damn mess. All the sensitive universe. Meh, how dare they pull Nakamura? Meh. I can hear it now. I can absolutely hear the sensitive universe now ringing in my ear. Cody Rhodes been giving a lot of adulation in the last 24 hours or 48 hours. Well deserved. By the way, this is Ask Me Anything, so if you're joining us live, feel free to ask us in the chat room or leave us a comment down below. I'll try to answer each and every one of them. Cody Rhodes appears for Ring of Honor last night, goes straight to NEW today. The big Bethany Bash happened today, so I'm surprised AC ain't on here, you know, hyping that up, because it sounded like a killer card. Anyway, I'm still trying to get AC on. It doesn't look like he's going to come on. Jarrett's were at Bellator at their pay-per-view in New York last night, along with Karen Jarrett. Jarrett's were at the Staten Island Yankees game today, throwing out the first pitch, promoting their Impact Live event there. So apparently they're hitting the stadium circuit again. What does that remind you of? Global Force. Anyway, so there's a lot of rumors about Alberto Del Rio and Paige breaking up in the last 24 hours. Oh my God, they broke up. Nope, not true. So look at this card for Slammiversary here. I got something I want to say about this Slammiversary card. So on this Slammiversary card, you got a strap match with James Storm and EC3. That probably will be decent. Moose and NFL star D'Angelo Williams are going to take on Chris Adonis and Eli Drake. I don't give a fuck about this. You know, Chris Masters, Chris Adonis, Chris Mordetsky, whatever he is, irrelevant. Eli Drake, Moose, I like Moose. I can give a fuck about the NFL guy coming in, because, again, it does nothing for your product. It does nothing to gain you fame. It does nothing to pop a rating, even though their ratings have been up. It just does nothing for you, because what's going to happen after when he's not there the next week on Impact? There's no follow-up to it, really, that you can do with the NFL guy, so why put him on your show? It's completely pointless. Full Metal Mayhem, Davey Richards and Angelina Love versus Eddie and Alicia Edwards. That ought to be cool. 2 women in a Full Metal Mayhem match. There you go. I'm putting over the women. I want to see it. But yeah, they also got 2 men there, and the men are going to take all the good bumps. Me. Impact Wrestling Knockout Champion Rosemary is taking on Sienna. Doesn't say if the title's on the line. I'm assuming it is. Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park are taking on Josh Matthews and Scott Steiner. Ugh. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. All I can say is Scott Steiner, man, is just stop. Just stop. How more irrelevant can you get? And once again, taking the mask off of Abyss. Nobody wants to see Joseph Park. They want to see Abyss. Nobody wants to see Josh Matthews wrestling. Nobody wants to see Jeremy Borash wrestling. At least Matthews has some wrestling experience. He's been trained. Come on. X Division champion Sanjay Dutt taking on Low Ki in a best of 3 falls. That actually should be good. But then again, it's like, aren't we supposed to be progressing? Aren't we a progressive wrestling, culture now, for lack of better terms? Aren't we ones to see things move forward and new stars created? Yet it's TNA 2004. All over again. And then you got Lashley versus Alberto El Patron for the title. It's Impact Wrestling Champion versus GFW Champion. And I guarantee you the GFW Champion's going to win. And then they're going to come out there the next night or the next fucking taping and go, get this, we're merging the belts. And now instead of Impact, we're Global Force. I guarantee you that's the way it's going down. That's a week away, folks. TNA doesn't release their buy rates, but man, I swear they should. I mean, because the public, actually, they're probably scared too. I take that back. AC's not answering my shit. He's left us high and dry again. I gotta tell you, man, that's twice in a row now with AC not coming on. Wonder what the deal is with him. So I'll do that. I'll do one better. Let's do one better here. Want to contact me? Want to call into the show? It's an Ask Us Anything type of night. There's the screen name. Right there. There's our screen name. Go ahead and add us on the Skype later. Call into the show. Ask us anything tonight. You can talk about video games. We can talk wrestling. Talk about anything you want tonight. Except politics. Leave the politics out of this. I could care less about Donald Trump. I could care less about the Democrats. I could care less about the Republicans. It's just one trying to play the good guy, one trying to play the bad guy. Get over it. Anyway. So, golly, more people following us. Thank you so much, man. At least my account. People liking the tweets. So, I don't want to go in too much about CWF, like I was saying, because I just, that's what Wednesday is for. I will say that as far as the Ring of Honor show goes, and with Cody winning the world title, I like where they're going. Hell, on July 1st, man, I think it's July 1st, or that show's going to be broadcast on Access, the New Japan show. It's going to be broadcast live on Access from California, and you're going to have the TNA or the Ring of Honor champion going up against the IWGP champion. It's Okada versus Rhodes, man, in the U.S. for the first time ever. It's going to be great. I can't wait to watch that. Compared to this TNA pay-per-view, I just can't wait to watch it. Let me see here. What else can we talk about here? Video games. Video game news. I've been playing, the StarCraft Let's Play is continuing. I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear this weekend, man. That's right. Everything's on the table here at 1650 PWAM. Hell, I'll even talk a little bit of CWF with you. How about that? We'll talk CWF tonight. I don't care. And if you want to email the show, go ahead and email us. It is Joe. It's Joe Pillar to Post 1650 at yahoo.com. Or the best way to get in touch with us is our chat room or on Twitter. I'll be honest with you. Let me see. Walking Dead. God, how I missed The Walking Dead on Sundays. Glow. People are asking me about Glow. I have watched the first 3 episodes, and I do have some mixed feelings about this. I will say this, from what I can tell, it is one of those shows where it takes a while to really take off. And to say that it is loosely based on the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling TV show from the 80s, like loosely based, would be an understatement. So, but I'm liking it so far. My favorite character on the show so far is the one that's playing the director. He's freaking phenomenal, this guy is. I'm trying to see what else he's played on. I think I read up on the guy playing him. He was didn't become. He really didn't become involved in acting until he was in his 40s, because he was like a big drug addict most of his life. The guy's name it's Mark Maron, and he plays Sam Silva. He's been the host of the Mark Maron Show, co-host of Morning Sedation, and Breakdown Live. He really found his niche as a podcaster. And he first performed stand-up in '87 when he was 24 years old at the Comedy Store in L.A. I mean, he really didn't have a whole lot to go on. I mean, his filmography here. I'm looking at his filmography. He played D2, The Mighty Ducks, in a deleted scene. Almost Famous. He was in that. And he really didn't, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. He was in there. But, I mean, he really hasn't done a whole lot of film, but he's done a shit ton of television. It looks like he was in Easy, Animals. He was in Maron. He did his own show for 4 seasons. Or 3 seasons, it looks like. So, but he in this show, he if he doesn't get nominated for an Emmy with this, he's crazy. But yeah, man. So it's Glow. So it looks like Jeff Edwards is going to jump on here with us since AC left us high and dry again. We got to have a talk with AC, I think, man. I was going to come on here anyway and do a show, but he messaged me and goes, I got news, and I want to tell everybody about my big weekend at Ring of Honor. And I says, dude, don't pass out on me this time, because he did it Monday. And now he doesn't come on again. So, but yeah, it looks like Jeff Edwards is going to jump in and save the day once again, man. Jeez. But I will tell you, Allison Bree's doing a real good job on this Glow series. Betty Gilpin, I think her name is just freaking phenomenal in this show, man. Again, she's the reason to really watch. She played Nurse Jackie. American Gods she played in a reoccurring in season 1. I've heard good things about that show too. But that and they have Kia Stevens, better known as Awesome Kong, doing a role here and there. She's in the background. She hasn't really spoke much there. But the show so far is just freaking awesome, man. I can't wait for this show to really, I can't wait to watch more of it. Because while one half of me is sitting there going, the other half of me is going, yeah, I really like this. Because there's a lot of shit as far as the actual wrestling aspect of this show goes that is just fucking dead wrong. Like I'm going to go ahead, spoiler alert, they fire their wrestling coach, and from here on out, it's kind of their self-taught, I guess, in the first 3 episodes. And I'm just like, what? That would never fucking happen. A stunt woman would never teach wrestling class. I don't care if they do fall the same way. It would never happen. But yeah, I mean, I got the following 3, the first 3 episodes out the way. I really like how they're treating the main character of the show. It's very well written here. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. I'm trying to look and see if Kenji Kohan, the writer creator of Orange Is the New Black, she looks like she produced or writes one of the episodes. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be an interesting show to say the least here. So that's all. That's all I'm going to say about Glow. I'll have a full review of it. I mean, it's kind of like Orange Is the New Black, but instead of a prison, it uses a wrestling ring as a backdrop, kind of, and there's less, Well, I don't want to say less sex because there's a lot of sex in it. There's a lot of boob in it. It's not a show for children. I'll put it that way. But it's very loosely based on the professional wrestling show from the 80s. So yeah, that's my opinion so far on Glow. But yeah, here we are. We're going to do an Ask Me. It's Ask Me Anything. So if you have something, please go ahead and type it in the chat room. Send us a tweet on Twitter to @JoePillowToPost, and I'll answer your questions here tonight. That's what I'm here for. As far as CWF goes, we may talk a little CWF tonight once Jeff Edwards gets on. But yeah, Twin Peaks. No, I've not checked out Twin Peaks yet because I don't subscribe to Showtime. But I do want to watch it. I'm a big fan of the early David Lynch series, so yeah, we'll see about the Twin Peaks. Let me see here. Yeah, a lot of people thinking I'm starting a Twitter feud with CL Party. No. I came up and shook her hand last night and told her it was a joy having her on the show. We love CL Party. I'm not trying to offend anyone. It's just, I think Twitter is a bit hard to read sometimes. That's all I'll say. You can't really get a read for Twitter where, in text. But, let me see here. I'm just going through here, seeing what else we could talk about here tonight. I just felt like coming on and doing a live show for some reason tonight. Let me see here. What's in the news today? In the news, as it were, Quiet Sunday. Looks like Kevin Harvick finally won a race today over at the road course. They turned left and right today, gentlemen. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, I should say. They turned left and right here today. Martin Truex Jr. had a really good car until his engine blew. So I guess that means he really didn't have a good car. I don't know. I love this headline on Yahoo. Following double knockdown, Matt Mitrione KOs Fedor Emelianenko on wild Bellator crowd. So finally, Fedor, the overrated Fedor, got knocked out by Mitrione. This is the guy who everybody wanted to see take on Brock Lesnar like 5 years ago, wasn't it? 4 or 5 years ago. Jeez, they both look overweight and just... Oh, well, who am I to judge, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy 48 hours here. I mean, just, let me see here. I'm taking a look at this What Culture Pro Wrestling title. I gotta say, it's a good-looking belt. Maybe if they spent a little bit less money on the belt, though, they could still be running shows. I mean, they're still running shows, but you know what I mean. Oh, man. Let's look at this UFC 112 fight night here. I will say I caught the women's fight. The women's fight looked awesome. People getting out of chokeholds and everything looked pretty cool. All right. I kind of agree with Conrad Thompson on this. Conrad Thompson on Twitter goes, hot take, the new Glow series on Netflix is just okay. I don't get why everyone thinks, because it's wrestling that we have to love it. I kind of agree with him on that. Just watching the first 3 episodes. Uh-oh. Edwards just signed in. Maybe he can give us an update on where AC is. See if he calls in here in just a moment. He should be calling in just a second. Oh, there he is. We got stood up again, Hollywood.
White, it's getting a little too often lately.
I even told the son of a gun. Don't pass out on me. If you say you're coming on, come on. He goes, I'm wide awake, brother.
I sent him a text at about quarter of midnight. Said, White's looking for you. You're late.
No response, right?
No sold it. Sold it, White. So here I am, Joe. It's great to be back on 1650 PWAM YouTube.
That's right. Saving the day yet a fucking again. Thank you, Jeff.
I'll swoop in. You're welcome, White.
Jeff, I got to tell you, man. I don't know if we want to talk about this now or Wednesday. We'll talk about it now. Fuck it. A lot of people coming up to us in the last 24 to 48 hours, man. It ain't been about 24 hours.
Yeah.
A lot of love out there for the CWF after show.
Feeling the love, Joe.
Feeling it, man. Just absolutely feeling it tonight. Jerry Carey today surprised me. That I was sitting with my family, eating dinner, went to a nice seafood restaurant. I'm snacking down on some chicken tenders and popcorn shrimp. And I get that, my phone vibrates and I look at it and it's Jerry Carey. And I'm just like, he's like, I think his exact tweet was, have I not seen this before? I'm catching up. I listened to the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And people last night coming up to me, Bruce Mitchell coming up to me. Bruce kind of put us over last night. I don't know how to take his comment, whether he was putting us over, giving me a compliment. I don't know how to take that, honestly.
Say it again.
He's like, I've been doing this for 30 years. He goes, and this guy comes up to me and goes, and is basically, he's like, this guy's coming over and putting you over in front of me, telling, hey, have you seen this Joe White guy? And his friend Jeff, they do this 1650 after show or do the CWF after show on YouTube. It's great, I don't know how to tell you. I mean, I guess it's like a compliment.
Yeah, it is. Take it as a compliment.
I will. I mean, Bruce is awesome, dude. Bruce Mitchell gets a lot of flack from a lot of fucking people, because he's a dirt, I don't want to say it, but I will say it. He's a dirt sheet writer, okay? He works for Wade Keller in that aspect. But Bruce knows his shit, and Bruce's writing is good. In fact, when I used to subscribe to The Torch, his show, when I could afford to subscribe to The Torch, his show was the only one that I listened to on that network, or on that site, was his Bruce Mitchell audio show on the weekends. So I like Bruce. Bruce is awesome. In fact, he's one of the very first people that I first found out from CWF through Phil Stamper. And then I found out about Bruce Mitchell, because Bruce puts it over sometimes on the Torch's website and on their audios, In fact, he gave Trevor Lee versus Chip Day 5 stars. So.
Ooh, nice.
Not that a star rating means anything in wrestling.
But that itself is a compliment.
Hell yeah.
So. Nah, Joe, a lot of the guys, the guys that have been doing it, they're kind of insulated, like up top, right?
Well, you got.
No, wait. Let me get my point out here. So Meltzer, I have problems with Meltzer. Right. I do not like Meltzer. But my main problem about the dirt shits is after that insulation. I don't know how many there are, Joe, on my Twitter account. Like, I follow them, they follow me, whatever. There are thousands of quote-unquote dirt sheets. They're actually, like, not even dirt sheets. They're rip-offs of dirt sheets. Those that have popped... What's that?
News with a Z sites is what the dirt sheets like to refer to them as.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. I mean, the ones that have popped up like within the last 5 years, the ones that will see Bruce or Keller or Meltzer and just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. There have been so many times I see that shit and I go, I could be doing this.
Hmm.
We could have our own dirt sheet, but I refuse to do it because that's all they do is
It's
they just wait
plagiarism.
for that insulated group to actually report the news
Hmm.
and they just copy paste it.
It's like, why am I often wonder, why do I subscribe to sites like PW Insider and The Torch and even of The Observer sometimes when I could just go to a website like, hell, I used to be a part of the website back in the day, or an extension kind of the website of NoDQ.com.
Yeah.
And at least NoDQ.com has the sense to go, PW Insider is reporting that da 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 da.
Right.
But so at least they give credit where credit is due. What I can't stand is shit that appears in the elite only or paid section only of some websites, and
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes after the hotline is posted, these dirt sheets are sitting there going, or the News with a Z sites are sitting there, like you said, literally copying and pasting word for word without giving credit to anybody.
It's true.
To me, it's a lot different if you sit there and go, Mike Johnson of .com is going, blah, blah, blah. Or have some integrity to at least have it be posted on their website. Like if it's an elite audio hotline, like Mike Johnson does this sometimes. He'll share news out there for the elite subscribers only through a hotline that you have to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of the reason why you subscribe, is to get those hotlines and to get that audio, you know?
Yeah.
To hear it is because to me it's a lot better than having to fucking read the shit in a column, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you get these people where I guarantee you, I know for a fact that guy that runs NoDQ.com subscribes to all these sites. He has to.
Right.
Somebody has to, because here it is. They put this audio hotline out there, and then 5 minutes later, when it's not even posted in text form whatsoever on the website, because they want you to subscribe and buy and listen to it the hotline. 5 minutes after this hotline's posted, and they go listen to the audio, and I guarantee you they're sitting there like a fucking stenographer, typing it out, where, you know, like a fucking, you know, dictabird or some shit, sitting there fucking typing it out and throwing it up there. At least let the dirt sheets have it out there for 24 to 48 hours before you re-report it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And go get your own sources while you're at it too.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like that's like us. Like Joe, we had a great back and forth the other night. You and Cornette versus me and Russo, right?
Which I'm kind of leaning toward the Russo side of things now, to tell you the truth.
That's all right. But that would be like, you know, whoever. Let's say I love Stone Cold and I ripped him off at every chance I got. If he's talking about his four-wheeler, that's like me hitting record and doing Blading for Truth and going, yeah, I was out on my four-wheeler drinking my beer. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. It's just, it pisses me off.
And you know, we may not like the dirt shits, like a Meltzer who sits there and goes, hey, TNA's closing down, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But it says something when these people have been able to do this and make a living out of doing it. For Meltzer's been doing it, God, for going on almost 50 years, since the 70s.
Forever.
Keller's been doing it since the 80s. These people like Meltzer and Keller,
mm-hmm.
They don't have jobs. That's what they do for a living.
Right.
Mike Johnson, at the end of every audio, he goes, thank you so much for your support. You guys are the reason why I have my dream job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Mike Johnson even talks about on his audios how he was working for the post office. You know, going to ECW shows and doing little side columns, and eventually he was able to make a living out of it by teaming up with Dave Scherer when Dave Scherer opened up, when Dave Scherer got him into OneWrestling.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
it's true. What
you
know, you can't take the hard work that a guy like Meltzer has put in. I don't have to like him to admit that he's put in work. And these other guys are just ripping them off.
I mean, I know for a fact
these
that
new guys.
People like Bruce Mitchell, Bruce doesn't. I'm assuming Bruce gets paid a little bit to be at the Torch, but that's not his full-time job.
Right.
So that makes me respect it a little bit more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have to come up to me and tell me shit. You know, in fact, earlier in the show last night at intermission, I always make it a point to go up to him and shake his hand. Because if it wasn't for people like him, I would not know about that promotion. And we wouldn't have a fucking after show right now. If it wasn't for Bruce Mitchell talking about that promotion. Mm-hmm. And people like Phil Stamper doing a list. You know, Phil Stamper's a wrestler, and he has a shoot job during the day, but yet still finds time every couple of weeks to post a full-blown list in alphabetical order going by state of indie events happening around the world. People don't realize how much fucking time and effort that takes. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, it's you know, and then for those people to come up to me and say, hey, this guy's putting you over. And Bruce has just told me, you know, he's like, y'all keep doing what you're doing because it's helping the promotion out. And I told him, I was like, yeah, we had Kane on last week. And he was like, oh, wow, really? You know? I was like, yeah,
that's cool.
You know,
that's cool.
Go listen to it. It's exactly what I told Bruce. So, you know,
hey, if he ever wants to come on and talk some CWF.
I'll ask him. I'll shoot him a damn thing on Twitter. Maybe I don't know if 10:30 is too late for Bruce because he's an older guy. You know?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Fuck me, dude. 10:30. I was so.
We're older guys, Joe. Nowadays.
We're old, yeah.
I just can't sleep. That's my problem.
Mine too.
But yeah, it is a good feeling to be. It's very rewarding and humbling when someone says positive things about your work.
Did you see Sis's Twitter that you tell me this morning? Sent me this morning.
Sis? No.
Sis sent me a tweet. Okay, I put out something there. I put out something that. Let me see here. I want to find it. I want to find my own tweet here. I looked at my notifications. There's been so many notifications today about CWF. I'm on my feed. I'm loving it. Where is it? Where are you, Sis? Good match. Good work by Sis last night. I don't want to get into spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. It's going to be so hard for me to keep a lid on this show for 3 weeks, Edward. You have no idea. And apparently people are trying to stir up shit between me and CL today on Twitter. Who?
Who was stirring stuff up?
I don't know. John Miller. You
know. That was funny. But that would be a good show if you guys, talked about that.
The part of it is that do you know what they're talking about?
No, you guys totally. I remember hearing about it years ago, like it was done. You know, but I never really got in there and dissected it. I never saw the documentary.
So apparently, what happened is there's a professor in California. I don't know the details right off the top of my head, but I'm fascinated by this. He wanted to do a social experiment about what happens in prison, basically.
Right.
So it was kind of like one of those, human test subject type experience where we'll put an ad in the paper for kids ages blank to blank. You'll make $50 for 4 days worth of work or whatever case may be. Actually, it was supposed to go, I think, 2 weeks. Half of you will be playing, and they interviewed these kids, and they got down to the determination that the weaker ones will play prisoners, the other ones will play prison guards, the prison guards will work shifts, they'll have like a little lounge that they can lounge in. We're going to set up the hallway of this university room, or this university building. We're going to set up a hallway or an entire floor like it's a prison. We're going to put bars on the windows. We're going to keep them in their own little rooms like they're in solitary confinement or something. Or actually, it was like 2 to a cell. We're going to give them beds to sleep on, like shitty beds to sleep on. We'll give them shitty food. And the random people who had no training whatsoever are going to play guards. And we're going to see how they treat each other. And obviously, what do you think fucking happened? The fucking guards took full advantage of it, treated the prisoners like shit, made the prisoners do fucking things to embarrass themselves, like get completely naked and shit and shit like that. And a couple of the guys even cracked under the pressure. One of the guys was like, I want to go home. And the guy who was leading the shit was playing the warden. And he's like, why don't you just go back to your room and think about it before you decide to leave? And this prisoner literally then goes back to all the other prisoners and goes, they're not letting us the fuck out of here. I just asked to leave. He told me no. So that creates a big fucking panic.
Okay.
One of the days, the prisoners decide to stage a riot. So, and there was one prison guard, I believe, that they called John Wayne, who was like really fucking mentally and physically, or even physically abusive. Like at one point, one of the stipulations of being a prison guard was you could not physically attack the inmates. Well, at one point, this guy physically attacks the inmate. And the guy running the damn thing doesn't step in, doesn't do shit. He just lets it keep running.
So I think it was you that said there was a BBC documentary. Do they
Yes.
actually show the footage?
Yes, it's so
Okay,
good.
I got to see that.
It's so good. I posted it on, I'll send you the link.
Oh, awesome.
Anyway, getting back to what Sis wrote. I wrote last night on Twitter about 23 hours ago, right after I got home. I was like, the more I see Sis, the
Hey,
more...
before you get into this, I just need to drop this comment.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why a college professor would want to do that test, because it sounds like reality to me.
Yeah. That's
Why do that test when you know that that's what happens in prisons?
I mean,
But
well,
go
then
ahead.
again, it was the 70s. So, I mean, it happened in the late 70s or mid-70s. So I'm sitting here thinking, you knew exactly what was going to happen the moment you thought this up. You're a fucking crackpot, dude.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like totally fascinating to me because they had strict rules for this, and immediately the quote-unquote guards are breaking them.
Right.
Started
that's
treating them like
interesting,
complete
too.
fucking animals, you know. And the local police precinct even helped out because they let them use a booking room. Like the guys who were guards in the study, you'll see it in the documentary. They were picked up at their homes in a squad car, taken downtown to a police station, fingerprinted, had mugshots done, and were put in a holding cell until the quote-unquote fake cops came and took them to the university jail. So the local fucking police department helped out on this. And you know what? In this day and age, I think the thing with the beef ones with CL on Twitter, I'm sitting there going, in the sensitive universe that we live in today, this would never fucking happen. And she goes, well, why would you want it to happen? She goes, I'm starting to worry about you. And I'm just like, no, don't worry about me. We're on the same page here. I don't want it to happen. But the thing is, and my point was, in today's sensitive fucking universe, if somebody even remotely even brings up that kind of idea, they're going to get branded as a fucking criminal. You know?
Well, I think recently I mentioned to you that there was it wasn't the same thing, but there was was it a criminology class? I don't know, but they were high school students that volunteered to get pepper sprayed. Yeah. And most of America didn't know that they volunteered for it and that the parents signed off for it because of course, the class is run by an ex-law enforcement officer. So the idea was, if you're going to be in this class, you're going to be learning about it, take a bump, basically, right? You know, you got to know what you're dealing with. So that's what it was. But most of America didn't know that at the time that the video was released of these kids standing up against the wall getting pepper sprayed and freaking out. But yeah, it blew up. It was a thing there for a day. Well,
I mean, my thing too with that is that, you know, if you're wanting to become a criminologist or anything, even people who sit behind the desk at the FBI building, or sit, you know, any form of law enforcement agency, whether it be FBI, CIA, you know, the local deputy dog sheriff department, put you through that.
Sure.
But you graduate from, you know, that doesn't come until like right before you're supposed to graduate from the academy. It doesn't happen on your very first day, you know? It damn sure doesn't happen while you're in college. It shouldn't happen. And again, this day and age, yes. Back in the 80s, back in the mid-90s, late 90s even, that shit would have flown because we didn't have social media.
Right.
I'll tell you a prime example of this. And I know we're veering off, folks, but hey. Today.
It's an open forum tonight.
Yeah. Today, we're checking out. I go to pay our ticket at the seafood restaurant because it's one of those where your waitresses gives you the ticket. You take it up to the cashier. And there's this woman on crutches, and I guess it was her mom sitting there. Her mom is like 60 years old, at least, man. You could tell that they were mother and daughter. And she, you know, she tell her mother, they have like candy up there at the at the checkout at the register.
Right.
And the old lady picks up a bag of caramel M&Ms that they have there and goes, "Hey, look," just not wanting to get the things, not wanting to fucking buy them. She didn't ask, "Hey, daughter, hey, I'm going to buy this." And her daughter's sitting there yelling at this woman like she's a fucking kid, going, "Put that down. Put it down." Literally yelling at her mother like she's a 5-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they exited, and I'm sitting there looking at my girlfriend going, "Do you realize that if I had talked to my mother like that, it doesn't matter what age I am, my mother would have taken one of my crutches out from under my arm and beat me over the fucking head with it in broad daylight and dared somebody to fucking do it."
How old was the mother?
The mother had to have been like at least 75 or 80, and the woman was probably in her 50s.
Okay.
So they were, older women, but still, mother, child. You don't talk to your mother like that.
I'm going to do a social experiment, wife, this week.
Oh,
I'm going to take my mom out, and I'm going to yell at her in public and see what happens.
Well, this ain't the best. This isn't the best part of it. This isn't the best part of it. So I pay my ticket, and leaving the restaurant, of course, they're parked in a handicap spot. And as we leave, they're in the car. The same old woman and her daughter are in the car now yelling at each other, screaming at each other over what just happened in there. And my 16 or 15-year-old stepson goes, "Oh my God, they're yelling at each other. They're having an argument." And he immediately whips out his fucking phone like he's getting ready to film this shit. And I look at him and I'm like, "Put your fucking phone down." That's probably what's wrong with society today. Video killed the radio stars. Social media and cell phones killed society and the way the order is supposed to be.
Well said. Well said. I agree.
Because he goes, "Why not?" He goes, "She could be beaten or something." I was like, "It's not your fucking business." It's not like they're coming after you. It's not like they're doing that, because I says, in this day and age, you get into somebody's business, the older woman who is getting yelled at and being told to shut up is probably going to pull a gun on you and shoot you for getting in their business. That's how it works today. And I can't get that through these millennials' heads. You've driven yourselves to this.
Well, that's Joe, it's not only that. To quote Officer Piscatella from Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
If your stepson would have put that up and it became a thing, chances are 24 hours later, some kid would take it and add fart noises to it. And the whole point of your stepson taking it, whether he had good intentions or not, doesn't matter. It would have been erased from the fart noise kid that took the video anyway. Exactly. This is where we're at, Joe.
Yeah.
It's one thing after the other.
Well, I mean, my thing to him was, mind your and the thing I can't get from him is my mother-in-law is a nosy person. She's the type of person that's got to know everybody's business. She has.
That's all mother-in-laws, I think.
Well, no, she's one of these people that she's real big into the church, and she's the person at the church where, like, let's say I'm a member of the church, okay, and I decide not to go to church this week.
Where was Joe?
She's the person that the church has elected to look around and every Sunday. "Oh my God, Betsy's not here." Write that down.
Betsy's on the naughty list this week.
Yes, exactly. Betsy's on the naughty list, and she's responsible for calling Betsy and going, "Why won't you at church this week? Are you okay?" She's that nosy, and so my girlfriend and my stepkids have kind of inherited this. My stepson is a big starer. Like, he's staring, looking all around while he's eating, like, "Oh my God, look at this person. Look at that person." They got to know everybody. He sees somebody, he's got to look ridiculous and wave with a stupid smile on his face, like, "Hi, notice me. Hello." I'm not like that. I was always, it's like they tell you in the wrestling business. Get in the ring, shut up, shut your mouth, open your ears. Do as you're told. Don't worry about anybody else but yourself and the way you're handling your shit, I was always brought up like that. I was always, children are to be seen, not heard. children sit in the fucking corner until you're called upon, you know, or go to your room
Yep.
until you're called upon.
Yep.
If we want your opinion, we'll ask for it. And that was good. Because half the time I didn't care what my mother was doing anyway, you know?
Yep.
But I mean,
Generational problem,
yeah,
Joe.
he immediately wants to whip out his fucking iPhone and he's pointing it. And I'm just like, dude, put your fucking phone down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you were getting yelled at and berated, wouldn't you want some? No. I'd handle it myself. And if I get my ass whipped, I get my ass whipped.
Yep.
Dare say if I die, I die. Oh well, that's what I get for being a fucking moron. Probably it's probably brung it on myself. You know, knowing
Have you
me.
what? Have you watched the Black Mirror series
No.
on Netflix?
No.
Oh. Joe, watch it.
Really?
All the episodes are independent of one another, so it's cool. You could just watch one or watch two or skip around or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But they have one episode. Well, everything the Black Mirror, everything has to do with, you know, screens, technology.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, you know, they're similar to a Twilight Zone, but they're like, you know, that what do I want to say? That type of show where they just run episode, you know, that they don't tie in or anything.
It's
but
not episodic. It's pretty much, you know.
Episodic. That's the word I was thinking. Thank you. But yeah, there was one where, you know, this girl, it opens up, this girl's running and she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't remember a damn thing. And everybody's just video recording her on the street. Everybody's just whipping out their phones. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty much what we do nowadays. You know?
I mean, I'm sorry if I'm arguing with my girl on the street. And actually, this happened. Me and my girlfriend got into an argument at a fucking Hardee's one time. We're sitting there eating breakfast, and we got into a fucking argument. And she's yelling and everything right in the store, and I'm just sitting there going, keep your fucking voice down. Not everybody needs to hear this. I'm that type of person. May not come across this way on the radio and on 1640 here and on Twitter, but...
Whoa, 16 what?
Or 1650, excuse me.
Jeez. Oh, God.
Oh, God. There was a lot of oh God moments. Like every time something big happened last night, I would shout that out and my girlfriend would start busting out laughing.
I'll tell you what, the Sportatorium needs to do that. If they could start collectively doing oh gods, would that be phenomenal to hear?
I started to somebody brought a sign last night to the event, or not a sign, it was a whiteboard. And I love fans that do this. To me, that's easier than carrying around like 50 fucking poster boards, and you are the real true sign guys if you do this.
It's a genius. Genius
I
move.
want to make a sign and hold it up every time something big happens, and it's just going to have, oh, God, on it.
That's great.
But, I mean, you know.
Watch that show, Black Mirrors. You'll love it.
But me and my girlfriend get into an argument. And all of a sudden, she leaves the restaurant. I'm still sitting there eating my food. You know, it got that intense where she's just like, fuck you, and left, you know? Typical. Who hasn't had an argument with their spouse in public, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have, Jeff. You're a married man. You know how it goes.
Never white. I'm like perfect, bro.
Yeah, perfect marriage. Anyway, so, and this was years ago. I mean, about maybe a good 3 or 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. But then this old woman comes walking up to me and goes, you need to tell her she really shouldn't be doing that in public, and you shouldn't be doing it either. It's bad for the digestion when I got to sit over there and hear something like that. And I looked right at her and I was like, lady, mind your fucking business. And she just was like appalled and walked back, sulking. And everybody looked around at me like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. Sorry, there's nothing wrong. If somebody pointed a fucking camera at me when I'm having an argument with somebody, I'm going to be like, wait 1 minute, and I'm going to turn my direction to you, and I'm probably going to rip the fucking camera out your fucking hand and smash it. And tell you to sue me. Because it's none of your business. That's the problem with society today, is the fact that we just can't mind our own business anymore, man. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The world worked just fine when we just minded our own business.
Simpler times, White. They're gone.
Simpler times.
Gone.
Anyway, I got to that post here. I did have it, and then it went away. Really? Come on.
Have you finished Orange yet?
Yes. Have you?
Yes.
We could talk about that then tonight. You finished it tonight. Oh.
Finished it tonight. Yep.
Oh, I finished it night before last. It was so good.
Okay. Cool.
We could talk about that then. I love how CL Party. I don't know who this guy was. When people said she was going to have a debate, some black dude at a podium. She posted that as a picture. um, but Sis, I put Sis over big last night. I'm sitting there, but you got this women's tournament coming up on WWE, and there's names being released for it left and right. Half these people are already signed to NXT, and I'm sitting there going, how is this benefiting you? How is this benefiting women's wrestling as a whole if they're already fucking signed to you? Cruiserweight Classic was good because none of those people were signed by the WWE yet, except for Ciampa and Gargano.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I posted last night. I said, the more I see Sis, the more I love her work. If anyone belongs in that Mae Young Classic, it's her. And I tagged Triple H, and I says, take notice, please. To which Sis replied, thank you so much for your complaints. Means a lot. Needed those right now. And Kane Justice goes, complaints?
Oh, no.
He goes, complaints? Shame on your grammar. And I wrote, I was going to say complaints? I was giving her compliments.
That's great.
So, Kane Justice. I got to meet Kane last night. And there he was, as usual, standing right by the door, right outside the door, shaking hands, telling people thank you for coming, have a safe ride home. I shook his hand. I was like, there's the man. He didn't know who I was.
Oh, didn't he?
At the time, it's me. It's Joe White. Oh, shit. How are you, man? I had a ton of fun. Could have done that forever. He was really nice. Really nice.
Good. Cool.
Tell Jeff I said hi, all that good stuff.
Cool.
I want to come back on, he said. I would love to do it again. So maybe we'll have Kane on, as the Rumble or as Battlecade or whatever draws near. But I got to stop complaining about Sis, apparently.
Yeah, stop those complaints, especially to Triple H.
Yeah, man. Can't be complaining to the higher-ups about her. She might never see the damn WWE if I keep dishing out those complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing with WWE, Joe. Even, back in the Cruiserweight thing, it's like you kind of knew who was going to win what. Because like a few of them were signed, but, they're going to book it that way.
Have you watched the ROH show yet?
No.
Neither. I haven't watched it all the way yet.
I'm going to have to be in the mood for it, and I'll tell you why, White.
Oh, go ahead.
This is why. They always pull the rabbit out of their hat for the big shows, 4 a year. And then the rest of it, I couldn't give a shit less about because they couldn't give a shit less about it.
Yeah, you're right. We've just, we've said it before. Their TV.
Yes, we have.
They do this big deal where Cody is now facing Okada. Okay, he's now facing. You have the Ring of Honor champion facing the IWGP champion in less than a week. Saturday, they're facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Ring of Honor, because they put this pay-per-view on when they did. It'll probably, even though there's a partnership there and Ring of Honor could put this over to the fucking moon, they won't do it. They won't have time. Instead, this coming Saturday on Ring of Honor TV, you know what we're going to get? We're going to get the best of Christopher Daniels or the best of this person, or let's go to the War of the Worlds that we taped 6 months ago and show you highlight matches from that,
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Joe, I haven't watched their show in weeks. I still DVR it, but I haven't watched it.
Same here.
I talked to Stames today. Just shooting the shit. And he said, hey, did you watch Ring of Honor? I said, no, I don't. He's like, oh, it's pretty good. I said, who was on? And he gave me the rundown, and he said, Bobby Fish. And I went, NXT? He said, what? I said, Bobby Fish, NXT. What do you mean? He was on that show. And I went, dumbass, that was recorded probably 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And he went, and he kind of forgot. He went, son of a, I got to stop watching this. He's going, like, why am I watching this?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, exactly, man.
So, I don't know if I want to run down the card or not since you haven't seen it, but goddamn, it's not like you can avoid this.
No, you go right ahead.
Young Bucks defeating War Machine and Beretta and Chuck Taylor.
Were there any titles on the line here?
Yeah, the tag team championships. Surprise, surprise, the Young Fucks win again.
Mm-hmm.
Which I got to put the Young Bucks over for something.
Ooh, really?
Got to put them over for something. They put on.
Oh God!
Oh God! Joe's putting over the Young Bucks. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I so want to do like spoof commentary over a match where I I be Stutzy and you be Cecil.
What if I want to be Stutzy?
Well, then you be Stutzy and I'll be Cecil. Because
What if we? What if
gonna,
we? What if we take Cecil's commentary and then we're both Stutzy?
Yeah, do Stutzy and Stutzy. I'll be like, welcome to the show. I'm Brad Stutz, joined with Jeff. Don't you put no soy milk in my coffee, Edwards. And oh God, we got a show.
That's great. I love
I'm
it.
gonna tell you right now, the start to that damn main event is an oh God moment. I'm just
Really?
Man, I want to. Oh man, I can't even talk about it. Anyway.
Really?
Yes. Oh God. Anyway, the Young Bucks got their shit all on their own. They didn't go through Pro Wrestling Tees. They didn't go through Ring of Honor or New Japan. Them alone on themselves worked out a deal where, on a trial basis, Hot Topic put their shit in their stores.
Oh, I saw a tweet on this. Yes, go ahead.
And they've announced today that it's going nationwide. It will be.
Oh God!
Oh God! The problem is, even if I wanted to buy a piece of Young Buck merchandise, I can't because Hot Topic does not like fat people. So they don't sell shit in my size. Jeff Edwards can go buy all the stuff he wants.
Yes.
Oh God. So Mrs. Edwards, if you're listening, you know what to get your man now for Christmas. Just go to Hot Topic.
Are they doing T-shirts or is it just like
it's T-shirts? Okay. Yeah, they're T-shirts. Probably everything. They have everything from T-shirts to koozies, for crying out loud. I got a Eat, Sleep, Super Kick, Party, Repeat koozie sitting right next to me that I got in that Wrestle Crate a while back.
Now here's a question though, Joe.
Uh-oh.
Is it really kids that normally shop in Hot Topic that's buying it, or is Melvin Dassey now walking into Hot Topic to buy the Young Bucks T-shirt?
Well, here's the problem I see with this. They've been carrying WWE stuff for years now.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you buy, yes, you can buy officially licensed merchandise at Hot Topic. They only sell like John Cena, Randy Orton. You'll probably see Shinsuke stuff in there now.
Okay.
But I don't think the target audience of Hot Topic is people like my 17-year-old stepdaughter.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering. If we park ourselves out beside a Hot Topic out on a bench, are we going to see
New Japan marks going in there?
Yeah.
You may see a couple of 20-something New Japan marks, but I guarantee you the majority of people shopping at Hot Topic are people coming out with Bob Marley T-shirts, Jay and Silent Bob T-shirts, Kiss T-shirts of Mice and Men, Black Veil Brides, that shit.
Right. That's what I'm talking. Yeah,
merch.
that group. Yeah.
Band merch. You don't go to Hot Topic to buy a wrestling T-shirt unless you're in there and it's like, ooh, impulse buy,
Right.
But kudos to them for getting it in there nationwide, For Hot Topic to sit there and go, we're going to devote shelf space to you two in our stores. Now, granted, you probably deserve to be put over where the dildos and the damn blow-up dolls are, but because
that'd be funny as hell if they were.
Because you're associated with the guy who's wrestled a blow-up doll, so no, why not put your shit over there? But oh God,
that was your attempt at humor, White, and I didn't find it funny.
Of course you wouldn't.
Too sweet me.
And then we mentioned on Twitter today, Cecil Scott put out on Twitter, don't get a tattoo of somebody's name on your thing unless it's your, kids or whatever. And I was like, I wanted to tag so badly with AC on there and go, I guess AC should go get the Flip Gordon and fucking TK tattoo removed from his ass. But I was a nice guy and I didn't do it.
Oh, that is funny.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Well, Marty Skrull might be tattooed on the ass from what I'm hearing from AC.
Oh, Lord, really? He's into I'm into Marty Skrull. I like Marty Skrull.
Oh, well, apparently he ran into him in an elevator in a hotel.
Oh.
Oh, God. So
Love in an elevator.
I was hoping that we would hear that story tonight, AC. But he's MIA.
Again.
I
don't even know if I want to do a Monday show now.
Oh, shit.
I honestly don't know because, is he going to show up even? is Raw going to be so bad that it puts him to sleep again?
How many times have I bailed him out, White? Is this 2 or 3?
This is the third time.
Third time? Okay.
Can I just say, people who post random Sasha Banks pics on Twitter, I love you guys.
Easy, White.
What do you mean, easy white? I'm not sexist. I just like
Sexism.
I just like boobies. What the hell, man?
Well, I guess you think she's beautiful.
It's not sexism. It's primal needs.
Degrade her because she's beautiful. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, man, she's so beautiful. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh god. That ass. Oh god. Anyway.
You know, oh god could be a good filter. Like instead of the FCC bleep, you just oh god, oh god, oh god. That'd be good.
I watched the WCW promo, speaking of that, the other day with Russo in it. And I didn't realize that Russo, like when he came out, remember the night he came out in the Pope Mobile with Goldberg?
Yes.
Okay. So fucking stupid. But anyway.
Yeah, this was bad. Go ahead.
Thank you. No filter. Anyway, no filter Russo came out there in the Pope Mobile. And he cut a promo backstage on Goldberg beforehand. And the mouth on this guy, it's like he wants to talk about standards and practices and how standards and practices held him down and wouldn't let him do shit. Yet he's out there, they're having to bleep every other word the guy says in this promo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, obviously they didn't have a big problem with you dropping the shit word and the F word and the GD and all this shit. You know, it's like, come on.
I wonder if he got a hard time for that, though.
Well, his big thing was we would tell standards and practices that we're doing one thing, but when we got out there live, we did another because it's not like you're going to yank us off the air, you know. But anyway, I love Human Tornado. Somebody put one of the best autographs I've ever had, and you know, Human Tornado was in the movie Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
In fact, his biggest claim to fame, and Tornado even signed this DVD. It's Nacho Libre, the DVD, and it's got Jack Black and his cape spread out, and it's like Jack Black, Nacho Libre. So on either side of his head, Tornado put the only black guy in Nacho Libre.
That's funny.
But yeah, so
Hey, do you still have AC's picture rotating?
No.
Oh.
I changed it to yours. Changed the Twitter handle
thanks,
to
White.
yours.
I appreciate that.
AC ain't on with us tonight, man. Hashtag Melvin Dassey.
Ooh, AC Dassey.
AC Dassey.
That has a nice ring to it.
Speaking of Dassey, did you read the latest on this guy?
Yes, but go over it for the people, White.
He got an appeal, man. Apparently he's gonna be set free tentatively.
Yes.
Like he got his shit reversed completely from this judge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the damn people in Wisconsin are already telling him, you know, well, don't get too, you know, we're still going to appeal this and we'll take it all the way to the Maine Supreme Court in Washington if we have to.
Are they doing season 2 of that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. Have you seen The Keepers yet?
Yes.
Dude, that was so good. I watched
It's fucking
it
phenomenal.
I watched it the first week that came out. And I was like, Jeff, I think I was you. I told you, Jeff, you got to watch this. It's awesome. Man, that's that case right there. And to find out that they pay the woman off and then all of a sudden this dude comes forward going, yeah, he treated me like shit too. So it won't just women, it was men too.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the part that at the end of it, I'm like, all right, you had me up until that last episode. This seems worked, you know?
Well, I think they saved that bit of information for the finale because it swerved it. You didn't see it coming, did you?
No.
See, the big thing about that revelation was the fact that it happened before the girl story. Therefore, with her corroboration story, she needed corroboration. That's what the church and the lawyers kept telling her. Well, that would have corroborated it had they not squashed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So That Priest would have been busted a long ass time ago.
Oh, he's dead now. So.
Yep. That's crazy, but that was a real good documentary.
It was. It was really, really good. Speaking of a shit on Netflix, let's talk about Orange is the New Black here.
Yes.
Well, actually, before we get into that, Ring of Honor, and let's get back to this because I still have it up on my screen.
Okay.
Jay Lethal is the middle match on the show.
Oh, boy.
Defeating Silas Young with the Beer City Bruiser, which I heard that turned into a total cluster. Dalton Castle and the boys defeating Bully Ray and the Briscoes. So I guess now we have according to Mike Johnson, we have the very first official champions in the business that have no real names. Like, they're just the boys. They have never said what their names are, where they come from.
Yeah.
Nothing. Which is awesome. Keep it that way. You know?
The boys. Yep.
But that's pretty much the gist, I did see Kazarian and Hangman Page in the strap match. That was really fucking good.
Okay.
Really good.
I'll watch that one.
El Terrible and Ultimo Guerrero versus they defeated. Now, this I did not agree with, and I guarantee you AC is going to have something to say about this when he does decide to show his face. They defeated Taven and Marcelia. I said it right that time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, TK was there hobbling around on one leg, getting into some shit. It was good. But I just don't, AC had a problem with this to begin with. He didn't want to see the fucking match. It was there because Taven just spent time down in Mexico. In fact, Taven and TK have both been all over the dirt sheets doing interviews. Taven especially talking about his CMLL tour and all this. I didn't want to see, and I'm with AC. I didn't want to see the fucking match. I think the Kingdom could have done better on this pay-per-view.
That's the working relationship payoff there.
Yeah,
them getting the win then.
But the choice is whenever you do a promotion, collaboration, even like this New Japan stuff, it either has to go one of two ways, or one of three ways. Promotion A gets the win and makes Promotion B look like shit. Promotion B wins and makes Promotion A look like shit, or you have to pull a Vince McMahon and 50-50 book it. So neither one of you looks like shit.
And I'm assuming because Taven's doing so well down there, it's probably 50-50.
Yeah.
Who was in the Bucks match again?
Young Bucks defeated War Machine, which was the scheduled match, but then Beretta and Chuck Taylor, or Chucky T, came out and got into the match. This is not the Chuck Taylor from CWF. This is the white Chuck Taylor.
Right. Yeah, I would rather see the Kingdom in that spot there.
Yeah, exactly. Put the Kingdom in there.
Yeah.
Tell E Terrible and Ultimo Guerrero, hey, you're booked on the TV taping because nobody watches those anyways.
Yeah.
Or they don't matter,
By the way, that night AC told me he guessed there were 200 people for the TV tapings.
He told me too. He told me him on Twitter the next day. He's like, dude, I bet you there's more people at CWF than there are here.
Holy shit.
I did not know this until a few months ago, but Adam Page, Hangman Page, is from Aaron's Creek, Virginia. Apparently, he's a Jim Cornette guy. Like, Jim Cornette found him and really put him over huge and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that the stigma of Jim Cornette and the stench of Cornette's finally kind of washing off this guy, and they're actually starting to book him. But the town where he's from is only about maybe an hour and a half from me. It's due east.
Due east.
He was trained by Jimmy Valiant, which makes sense because Valiant does a wrestling school up in I want to say it's not Stewart's Draft. It's up near Charlottesville and all that. But a lot of the wrestlers from around Virginia, North Carolina have gone to Boogie's Camp, as they call it. But yeah, I was really impressed by that match. But I just the pay-per-view as a whole, man, I have yet to see. That was where I cut it off. I did not watch I watched a little bit of Search and Destroy versus the Rebellion, and the Rebellion lost. So they gotta which I'm sitting here going, why is it that Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are not in the tag title picture?
Yeah, I can't figure that out.
I don't know I've heard a lot of good things about Jay White From the couple matches I've seen him, he's good. To me, he put him against the damn El Torribe and Ultimo whatever,
Well, Joe, again, he's on excursion from New Japan, so they have to take care of him too.
Yeah.
I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem that we always talk about. Everybody should get together and go up against Vince. But these are the problems that occur when you see this shit,
Hell,
trading talent.
Look at what happened when the AWA and the NWA tried to work together and do
Yep.
AWA and World Class tried to get together and do Super Clash.
Yep.
Everybody wants their guys to get over, but unless you do Schmoz finishes or DQ finishes, it can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has to swallow their pride and go, yeah, I'll let my guy lose here because I know people back home will still cheer for him or boo him or whatever the case may be.
Right.
This whole thing of he's going to lose heat down home if he doesn't do no. Because without spoiling any fucking thing, I can honestly fucking tell you, Trevor Lee's been booked like shit the last how long on TNA? He's not even on the upcoming pay-per-view. He was over.
Wow.
He was over like Rover on Saturday, though.
I don't understand that. I really don't.
That's what I put on Twitter. I was like, the fact that Lee is not booked on this pay-per-view tells me what their direction is. They're trying to get it back to TNA in 2004 because you got fucking Sanjay Dutt taking on
Oh, what's his Low Ki?
Low Ki.
Yeah, Joe. That's why I stopped watching it. When Jarrett came in and I saw what he was doing with the roster, I'm like, bro, I am not going back 7 years. I don't need to see this shit again.
And like I said at the beginning of the show, and I'll say it again now that you're on here because I don't know if you were listening, but it's fucking it's the TNA World Championship versus the Global Force Championship. And I guarantee you, Del Rio or El Patron, El Fuckhead is walking out of there with the fucking belt, with both belts, and they're going to unify them and have it become GFW.
Yeah. Who's fighting for TNA there?
Oh man,
Who is their champ?
Bobby Lashley, I think.
Is it? Okay. Oof.
Anyway, Orange is the New Black. Let's get into this.
Let's do it.
What were your overall thoughts of this season?
Overall, I was very nervous. I think we talked briefly about the time issue. Not an issue, but I mean, how long did that last? 4 or 5 days of showtime?
Yeah, and it was spread out over 13 episodes.
Yeah, so that was
honestly, you really didn't know because it seemed like it was going on for about a week, and they were like, "Oh, it's been 3 days." I'm like, "Oh my god, really?"
Yeah, and it was really weird when one of the characters said that.
I mean, it's like a lot's fucking happening with these people in a matter of 3 days.
Mm-hmm. But good, not great. But I think my main thing is, if you disagree, let me know. But I think it's getting a little too serious. Like, yeah, the humor's there and the humor's great. It's all over the place. That's why I like the show. Mm-hmm. But this underlying, Poussey storyline, it's like, I just don't know if I like the fact that they did it and then they ran, a whole season based on 5 days.
And didn't get anywhere with it, which that, I guess, was the message of the overall thing was,
right.
No matter how hard you try to fight for your rights,
you're not going to get it.
Never going to get over. And I know what people are going to say. Joe, you're just saying that. Joe, you're just saying that because you're sexist or whatever. I know what people are going to say about my upcoming comment, but face facts. The creator of the show's a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to gay bait you all over the fucking place, guys.
Right.
It happens in media.
Right.
It happens.
It does. Yeah, so I don't know. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't my favorite season. I'll say that.
I'll be honest with you. It wasn't mine either, and they ended on yet another fucking cliffhanger. They ended on yet another cliffhanger.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to ask you this. This is a big question because they showed the shot of the 10 of them standing there waiting for the...
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know where you're going with this because I said the same fucking thing.
It figures. Pensatucky's gone and Chang is gone.
Yes, yes.
How did they come up with 10?
They're like, we got 9 of them. We're missing 10 of them. Or no, I think it was 9. He goes, we're missing.
Did he say 9 or 10? I think he said we're. Yeah, go ahead.
It was 10. You're right. He goes, we're missing 10, and I'm like, it should be 12. Because Chang is gone. Pensatucky's sitting in the damn clubhouse with her boyfriend or whatever the case may be.
Now, if they counted the chick from MCC, that's 1.
Yeah, that's 11.
But there's still 1 missing.
But
Did they fuck up there?
I think, honestly, yes, they did fuck up. And I think they're going to have to find. They're going to have to. I know that they've caught themselves. Because I know next season, this was Chang's way of getting written off the show, I think.
Okay.
Chang is going to be fucking gone. And I think you're going to have maybe even being Pensatucky's write-off, because I think at the beginning of next season, you're going to have her and the damn rapist boyfriend who, you know.
That I don't get either.
Honestly, I applaud him for doing that.
Why?
Because it shows that, hey, you know what? It could happen.
Is that realistic? I mean, I
could
know it's a crazy
happen.
show, but come on.
It could happen. She fell in love with the dude, and then he took it too far, and he's sorry. I get the fact. I honestly get that this guard is genuinely fucking sorry for what he did.
The only way that I accept that is because they showed in the beginning, before he raped her, she was liking him.
Yeah, and he was loving the hell out of her.
So that's the only way it sells for me. But I'm just looking at some of the storylines, and I'm going, and look, we dissect wrestling, right? And we would destroy the WWE for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially missing the count. I mean, 11, 12, come on. How do you let that happen?
I mean, I think his exact words were, hey, we're missing 10. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Fucking, okay, what if they mistake the fucking dude for a prisoner? You got that chick from MCC. Chang's gone. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is up with this show? Where did they just give up in the last episode?
Like, I'm almost thinking that the MCC, I can't remember her name. What's her name?
Honestly, that's one of the strong points of the season, because I forgot her fucking real name, her shoot name.
Von Barlow.
And I started
Yeah,
calling
exactly.
I started calling her Von Barlow, and then I forgot that, and I just started calling her Big Boo's bitch.
Big Boo's bitch. I like it. But yeah, to me, I think they did the swap there with her and Pensatucky. But it was almost like somebody thought, hey, for the finale, why don't we just throw Chang in leaving?
I want to look this up online.
And then somebody went, oh shit. Oh God,
Oh,
we
God.
forgot something.
I want to look this up here.
I mean, are we missing something here? What did we miss, White?
I like the Von Barlow character, honestly. I didn't think much of her in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then in season 5, I'm like, fuck yeah. I felt for Big Boo.
I did too.
I felt for Big Boo, and that's
I
what
felt
we
bad
were
for Big
supposed
Boo.
to do it. You know, that's what we were supposed to fucking, you know. This is from moviepilot.com.
Okay.
It says 8 big questions we have after binging Netflix's Orange is the New Black. I don't know what we'll get out of this or if we'll get what we're looking for here, but it's a good list. We'll follow it. Number 1 is who will die. It says as the finale became spoilers, by the way, people.
Yeah, too late now.
Again,
But
the new millennials. Hey, you spoiled it for me. Come on. As it came to a close, Frida, Suzanne, Cindy, Tasty, Red. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of them in the fucking prison.
yes, so they're the
It
10
should
missing.
Be 12. All right, so there's the 10 missing. The MCC lady knocks it down to 9.
Right.
So 10, it should actually be 12. Or 11. It should be 10.
11.
It should be 11.
Unless it turns out that Chang didn't leave. That's the only thing they could do.
But she said, "Bye, motherfuckers," and walked
Yeah,
out the fucking
you would
thing.
think that's an exit, right?
Yeah. So it's Frida, Suzanne, Cindy, Tasty, Red, Piper, Alex, Nikki, Gloria, and Flores. All stood hand in hand as the door to the pool was blown in, and they prepared for the riot police to enter. Given that the governor signed off on permission to take the prison by any means necessary, there's a huge possibility that one of the more of the group will die. Working in their favor is the fact that one of the officers accidentally killed Piscatella, which I thought was awesome. If I was going to Geeksboro or a random place like a theater, that's a cheer moment.
Yeah, that's a pop. Yep, totally.
And I was like, even when they shot him, I was like, I know this motherfucker ain't gonna get up out of here and walk. And then when that dude shot him, I was like, fuck yeah, fuck you, bitch. I mean, I literally screamed out, fuck you, motherfucker. You know? I love when shows do that to me. Not many of them do anymore.
Yeah, yep.
Meaning that they may be more cautious with their weapons when they do see the inmates. Fingers crossed that they all make it through. Number 2. What is happening with Pennsatucky?
Wait, stop there.
Go ahead.
If they do kill someone, who would you like it to be and who would you not like it to be?
Well, obviously, Piper and Alex are safe.
See, I'm thinking maybe they swerve it.
Maybe
and Alex.
Alex, yeah, after the marriage proposal.
After the marriage proposal, yep. Because that would hurt.
I'm sitting here thinking maybe it may be. Now, Flores, she's the one from New York that's pregnant, right? No, she got out.
No.
Flores. Which one is Flores? Oh, the unibrow lady. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking it's, honestly, who do I want it to be? If somebody was to be killed off out of all those, kill off Flores. She's not an important character. She's there for comedic relief. Who do I not want to see die? Red.
Yeah, agree. I love Red.
Captain Janeway, baby.
Love Red.
I did not even realize until I got through the first season and looked it up. She played Janeway in Star Trek Voyager. She played a captain on a starship, folks. I love Star Trek. It's just, anyway.
Oh, she was that's her?
That's her, dude.
No shit.
Yes.
Red,
baby.
I didn't know that. Son of a bitch. Oh, God.
Oh, God. It never gets old.
No,
I kept saying that last night, and my girlfriend just kept popping and popping and popping. She's like, you better stop. And I'm like, never. It never stops. It will live on forever.
It needs to be a shirt. They have to make a shirt.
I'm trying to sit here and it's Kate Mulgrew, and she played Captain Janeway on Star Trek Voyager.
Okay.
She first came to she played on Ryan's Hope, the old soap
Oh,
opera.
that's an old soap. I remember
soap
that
opera.
one. Barely, but I remember it.
As far as film goes, she hasn't done too much films. The last film she did was 2014. I should say Admiral Janeway, because in Star Trek Nemesis, she was Admiral Janeway. So all the Trekkies or Trekkers will come after me. Oh, God. Anyway.
Yes.
But I gotta tell you, man, this I don't want to see Red die ever. And Red's storyline this year, man, you talk about people who, acting wise, did so good, man, this season. It's her. She deserves a fucking Emmy for this.
Oh, totally.
But getting back
I'll
to
tell
this,
you, the cast is so awesome on that show. You got to put it over. They should all win awards. That freaking Suzanne. I don't know if you noticed because she's so hysterical all the fucking time, but she's crying like in every scene. When she's going off about, whatever, and
yeah,
it's amazing.
I mean, like every fucking scene that she's in, you're right, has you on the edge of your seat.
Yep, she's awesome.
Because you just want to see what's gonna fucking come out of her mouth next.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out which one is Maureen.
Maureen. Oh, she's the short, older, dark hair.
I'm trying to find it here.
She was in there and then she bailed with Shit.
Oh, she's the one that likes Crazy Eyes. She had the fucked up face, the infected face the whole season.
Oh, that's Maureen. Okay.
One of these questions here is, what is on Maureen's file? Which, to me, this is just stupid. Way back in season 4, we saw Kabuto show some surprise at whatever charge landed Maureen in prison. But unfortunately, her backstory wasn't explained on in season 5, so we're still left on in the dark. If they didn't explain it this season,
they're
not going to, which I had a huge problem with the flashbacks this season. But anyway, Maureen showed some resistance when the police took her out of the prison. With her injuries still pretty severe after the fight with Suzanne, there's no doubt her story will be a big part of season 6. I don't think they're going to go anywhere with it.
I don't think so either. Totally agree with you.
Number 4, where is Chang?
There you go.
We bid farewell to inmate Chang in season 5 as she flipped the bird and took off through the hall of the pens. But unlike Pennsatucky, Chang's fate was left unknown as the season came to an end. Did she manage to give it away, or was she caught off screen? All we know is that she managed to make off with a pair of Dr. Scholl's gel inserts, calcium tabs, a radio, 4 pencils, and some honey from commissary. Number 5, will Linda ever get free? Linda is the MCC employee.
Linda, okay, yes.
She got more than she bargained for when she used the inmates' prison bathroom before Caputo's statement. After learning the prison basics from Piper and Alex, she ended up in a relationship with Big Boo before it all went to shit and her secret was exposed. Now she faces being processed into a different prison in at least a few days or hours before bars before she can convince anyone of her identity. If this were real life, they'd have her, she'd probably spend a couple hours behind bars until identity could be established. And I think they'll treat it that way.
Well, if it was real life, she might be reported missing like 2 days after by someone, 2 days after it happened.
Number 6, and this is a big one.
Okay.
Will Litchfield still be a prison?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a big one.
As the season came to a close, Litchfield looks like a hot mess, trashed and even set on fire by out-of-control prisoners. The place wasn't fit to house anyone, and the prisoners were in the process of being split up and bussed off to other facilities. But once the prison is all cleaned up, will any of our favorite inmates be housed there again, or are they destined to be split up forever? What are your thoughts on this? Because this is a big sticking point of the season for me.
I'll say this, if they decide to follow the main storyline there with the 10 locked in the bunker, and then also split with the 2 other prisons, we're assuming that presumably they're going to shoot half the cast in each prison. That's going to ruin things for me, I think.
Oh, man.
Because my big fear there is they're going to introduce new characters from both prisons.
Yeah.
It could get it could be a clusterfuck.
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to go grab a bottle of water because my throat is killing me. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes or 5 seconds at least. Trying to get up with all this audio equipment around me, it's not easy.
Yeah. It's not fun.
It's not. I'm not on camera for that very reason. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Got me some Sprite. Jim Cornette would be proud.
Oh God.
That's all that. Oh God.
Oh God.
You can't just say "Oh God" anymore. You can't just say it like that anymore. Oh man. So what did you guys talk about while I was away, huh?
Oh, we're not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to listen back.
It's probably nothing.
It was dead silent.
Oh well. The thing about the prison, and this is where I get to this right here. Another cliffhanger ending. This reminded me so much of Walking Dead season 6, where now we're gonna split them up, and now it's gonna be a whole new world now, you know.
Yes.
And we're gonna end it on another fucking cliffhanger, and you don't know who's gonna die, who's gonna live, and they're all 10 of them are standing in a row. What happened at the end of Walking Dead season 6? They're all sitting like ducks in a row, waiting for the slaughter.
Oh yeah, Joe. There's some gimmick infringement going on there, I think.
It just ended up. It just really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like they're getting bussed off to other prisons, you know.
Mhm.
Which is true, you know. They're like, hey, Max can't hold everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Do we know how long this show is lasting?
No, I think they've at least signed up for 2 more seasons. I know that much.
Okay.
Number 7 here on this list is what will happen to Daya. She was sacrificed in the hopes of prisoners' demands being met. But now that she's in police custody, what will happen to Daya? Unfortunately, her story looks set to get a lot more complicated, and it seems like she'll be transferred to Max. Let me just say something.
I'll go with that.
I'll go with that too. Let me just say something. I think I'm in love with the chick who plays Daya.
You love them lips, don't you?
Dude, not only the lips, that ass. Something about that ass, man. Oh, God. Anyway, it never gets old, folks. I'm sorry. People are probably grunting, like, stop it already. Never.
It'll never end, so get used to it.
Here we go. Here it is. They finally, what happened with the count? It may have been a mistake, but in the final episode, it seemed as though prisoner count was off. The police claimed they were 10 unaccounted for, but in reality, the number was 12. The 10 in Frito's bunker, Chang, and Pennsatucky. Minus the wrongly counted Linda, and we still end up with 11. Was this miscount a mistake from the police, or was there a deleted scene in which explained either Chang or Pennsatucky returning to the prison? Pennsatucky's not returning.
No.
Chang, I don't think, is returning.
I think the only way they get away with that if Chang gets caught.
Or Pennsatucky gets caught. I think this is Chang's write-off from the series. I think that they just don't really have any. Honestly, she's there for comedic relief whenever she pops up and goes, "Hi, Chang," you know, some shit like that, you know.
Yeah, she's like the oh god of the show.
Yeah, oh god, oh Chang. Anyway, that sounded so wrong.
Yeah, it did.
Oh Chang. Oh shit. So my looking at the episodes here, the Piper thing, Piper really didn't have a whole lot to do in this season.
No, you know, and that's one of the things that I liked about the show, and then they totally, you know, the supporting cast overtook that story.
You know how you know who you sound like right now?
Who?
The sensitive dead universe.
The sensitive dead universe.
They didn't have Rick or Daryl in every goddamn episode. Meh.
No, it's not about that. Why? I just think there's been a little off track with things.
Another thing we're not looking at here, which I would like to add a number 9 to this, is they say that Piper only has about 6 or 7 months left, I think, or 3 months left, and then she's getting out.
Oh yeah, I do remember that line. So yeah.
Which to me, that's like a throwaway line that nobody's gonna remember. But I
didn't remember,
remember shit like
until
that.
you said it.
I will say they did swerve me on the Daya shooting Humphrey, you know. Because here I am, you know, you hear a gunshot in the trailer, because I reviewed it right here on 1650. Go check it out. And then I'm sitting there going, okay, she fired a warning shot to calm everybody down.
That's exactly what I thought it was. Yep.
And no, she shot the dude in the damn leg, in the thigh, where he would bleed out.
Yep.
And then the dude ended up having a fucking stroke. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I didn't expect this dude to, just full on fucking die,
Mm-hmm.
When she shot him, I'm sitting there going, okay, they'll push him out the door and, but no, she murdered the dude. She's now up for murder,
Yes. Yep.
I like Tasty in this season. To me, Tasty was the standout of this.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
At the end, Cheetos and Takis. I can't go past a damn bag of Cheetos or a bag of Takis now without thinking about the show.
Yep. I
And
got Funyuns this week because I think it was Tasty or Black Cindy was eating Funyuns at one point.
There's a Funyuns reference in the new Glow show. Have you seen that at all?
Nice. No, I didn't watch it yet. I want to watch the documentary first, and then I'm going to jump on that.
Oh, man.
Because I still didn't watch the documentary.
Watch the documentary first, because the documentary is going to have you scratching your head a lot when they get into the show. I've only seen the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from the producer. The woman who created Orange is the New Black is a producer on Glow.
Right.
So it very much there's a lot of filthy language. There's tits and ass. There's sex scenes. It's like, it's not for children.
Right.
But the way they're portraying it, I'm sitting there going, that didn't fucking happen, and that didn't fucking happen, and this didn't fucking happen, and no, it would never happen this way in the ring, and no, it would never fucking happen that way. And yes, that's the smark in me. And somebody tweeted out earlier, I retweeted it, it was Conrad Thompson, the guy who hosts the Bruce Pritchard podcast.
Yeah.
He goes, I think everybody's wanting to like this because it's wrestling, and in the world we live in today, anything outside the WWE bubble is the greatest thing ever,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking so far it's just okay.
Is your girl watching it with you?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Because I'm going to have my wife watch it too. That's the true test, Joe.
And
If it's wrestling based, then, does that matter? Is it going to matter to them, or will they like it just for liking it?
Much like Orange is the New Black is a prison for a backdrop, this pretty much wrestling is like a third character, like a third wheel in this show.
Right.
Conrad on Twitter goes, hot take, the new Glow series on Netflix is just okay. I don't get why everyone thinks because it's quote-unquote wrestling that we have to love it. I see his point there.
Yeah, you don't have to love it. It's not a documentary, it's not real.
Yeah,
so.
but the problem is it's and when they say it is quote unquote loosely based, it is loosely based.
Right.
Watch the documentary first. You'll see where Mountain Fiji and Babe the Farmer's Daughter and MTV and
are those characters in the show?
In a roundabout way.
Okay. All right.
Like instead of Mountain Fiji, you got the little Samoan girl playing Mount Machu Picchu.
Okay.
And they have the 2 old ladies there, but they're not the same 2 old ladies. And just the way that they're portraying it and the way they're doing it is, yeah, the coked up director and the gay producer are producing Glow instead, and it's in LA and all this shit. And I'm just sitting there going, you could pick out things, you could tell they're not going to be able to tell the story in the exact same way. It's not going to be exactly the way it was. It's a documentary,
Right.
Like CL Party was saying today when she was watching that show about the prison experience. The fact that this is not even a movie and not a documentary, it pissed her off. The movie pissed her off because it's not accurate. I'm like, that's Hollywood for you.
That's what they do, yeah.
You would know that better than anybody.
I know that exactly. Exactly.
You wanted to produce the Young Bucks story, and they wanted them to both to be gay, and Edwards is like, absolutely not, no way.
Well, the scene in the AC movie, I zoomed in on Bennett's crotch. Doesn't necessarily mean that AC stares at his crotch, but you never know.
But you forced the rest of us to.
I'm just trying to get into the mind of my
moment.
subject,
yeah,
Joe.
That's right. In the moment,
In the moment.
Getting back to the Orange is the New Black, though.
Yes.
Piscatella sneaking in and being a monster. And I'll be honest with you, this show is gay bait, lesbian bait. I find that, yes, I'm all for equality. I'm all for equal rights. Who you fuck is your business. Who you want to marry is your business. We're all human. We all bleed red. Most of us all have 10 fingers and 10 toes.
Hmm.
But when
Except for Leanne.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you get in there, and when we cut his hand off, his finger off, we're going to pull you back out.
That's great. He goes, "Don't you want to take it for a test drive?
Don't you want to
first?"
take it for a test drive first? And he gives her first orgasm. And I'm just sitting there going,
funny.
she's Amish, so it makes sense that she's never really had,
Yes. Yep.
Even though they do that, what they call it, Rumspringa.
Yeah.
You would know this because you live up in that area.
I know, dude. I know all about the Amish up here and the Mennonites.
Did you ever watch that show, Amish Mafia?
I watched them all. Yeah, that was my favorite.
That was my favorite one too. I think I watched like half the first season, and then I was like, I gotta stop, man. It's reality TV, and you don't like reality TV, but you're starting to like this. And if you start liking this one, you're gonna fall down the rabbit hole, and it's gonna be nothing but Amish reality TV in your future.
Yep, I fell down the rabbit hole, Joe. That's a great way to put it.
So who gets? I know that like, oh man. Anyway, we'll get to Amish Mafia later on. But they're like, you had Rumspringa, and I'm sitting there going, of course you got laid on Rumspringa, and then nope, because we got her backstory in one of the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the backstories here.
I can't remember. Why did she get arrested?
She got arrested because she had drugs in a backpack.
That's right. Okay.
And she smuggled the backpack in the cornfield. The cops came by, saw the backpack, and put two and two together, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Lebanon Levi would call that a hut party.
Yeah, the hot party. I do the hot parties, and now he wants to run the hot parties. We can't be doing that in the Amish Mafia.
Dude, that shit was so awesome. It was genius.
There's a guy. What do they call the normal folks? What do they call them? They don't call them white guys. What do they call the
English?
The English. There's an English guy down on the road trying to sell Amish-made quilts, and they're not Amish-made quilts. And I got to send my buddies down to rough his ass up. And even though they're not supposed to use cars, I would have been like, please tell me they roll up on this guy's Ford in a horse and buggy and beat the fuck out of him. But no, it didn't happen that way.
That show, every wrestling fan should watch that show because they would love it.
Yeah, it's totally like gimmicked. Like,
yep.
I'm sitting there going, please tell me that the main girl that they focus around, please tell me at the end she runs away. Or ends up running the mob. Like, at the end of it, it's her that's now, like, the Godfather role.
Right.
Anyway. I want to talk about the backstories here.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty got yet another backstory. We learn about her birth mom and everything. I feel like we did not need to know about that. I feel like we already got her backstory. The main focus of the backstories to me in the flashbacks is to find out how these women ended up in prison. And we got that from Tasty in, I think, season 2 or 3 with V.
Yeah. V was great.
I liked that season. I love
that
season so much. It's probably my favorite one. And then Red's flashback with the selling the jeans and everything. My girlfriend's 10 years older than I am, and she didn't get that. She's like, how is selling jeans a crime? And I'm like, it's Russia. It's communist
in
Cold
the
War
USSR.
Russia.
Yeah.
Women were forbidden to wear shit like that.
Yeah. Yep.
And not only because they made it look too feminine and it was a religious thing just about, but 2, you were importing Levi's from the West.
Mm-hmm.
You're sneaking them in through enemy lines. It's contraband.
Yep. Totally.
So, but it kind of made sense because now we know how her and her husband got to America. But again, we know her backstory. We know why she's in prison. That's all we need to know is how they ended up where they're at.
Yeah, my thing is if they're going to do another flashback for someone like Tasty, you can add a layer, like to like her more or to dislike her more. But what they did with I guess what they tried to do there is make it, how do I want to say it? Make you more affected by the fact that she failed with the dealing.
Yeah.
The pity face there,
But I had no pity on her at the end.
Right.
And if anything, you're pissed off at her.
Mm-hmm. I was. She blew it.
Yeah.
Black Cindy was right, man. You got too proud. You got too proud, and you had to have it all.
I mean, there's so many characters that we really have not gotten a backstory on. We haven't gotten a backstory really on we really hadn't gotten a backstory on Black Cindy, really. I mean, we know she has a daughter, and she communicated with her daughter here, and her daughter found out where her mom is and what her mom does. But she still doesn't know that that's her mother. See, she still thinks it's her sister, you know?
Yes. Yep.
What
about Maritza and
Floritza, I think.
Floritza, or whatever her name is, yeah.
Those two.
Do we get backstories on them?
I think we got backstories on one of them. I'm not too sure, but
I love the short one.
Big Boo. We have not gotten anything on Big Boo. I want to know why Big Boo's in prison. I mean, we know that she used to run numbers for the mob or something like that.
Yeah. She mentioned something about embezzlement.
Yeah.
But that's all we got.
I mean,
as far as I can remember, anyway.
It's Norma. We got a backstory on her.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I remember an episode where Big Boo was struggling with her sexuality.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
You remember that?
But we don't know if that's what made her end up in prison.
Right. Right.
By the way, Big Boo this season.
Yes.
Once she put on that suit, okay,
the suit was awesome.
Here's what's crazy. I'm tempted to send you something, but I won't. But because I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Okay.
My son, my stepson, he's a big dude.
Okay.
He has the same haircut as Big Boo.
Okay.
When Big Boo put on that suit, now he wasn't home. It was like 2 weekends ago when I first started watching it. When he put on that suit, when Big Boo puts on that suit and she's strutting, I was like, "There's your son right there."
Mm-hmm.
I turned to my girl and she started laughing. She's like, "Yeah, he kind of looks like that." So now, whenever I want to pick on him, I just call him Big Boo.
That's funny.
I'd be like,
well, again, why Cycles? That hairstyle was like a punk skate style.
It still is
in the '80s. You know what I mean? And now, like, everybody's wearing that.
To me, that was like emo style. You know, that's totally emo style.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I mean, fuck. Didn't Marilyn Manson rock that hairstyle at one point in his career?
Oh yeah, totally. Everybody did.
I mean, I feel like they did a good job this year overall. It was a good season, but they could have done so much better. I mean, just the deal with putting Caputo could have done so much more. I love Joe Caputo's character.
I like him too.
I like that character, and we got a little bit of a refresher with him and Figueroa this year. Like, there's
I guess I guess now that you said Joe, that's what I miss about the show. Like, that's what I didn't like about this season, because it took that whole system that they had in place. You knew Joe would be there. He'd be in some kind of mess. With the guards, the first set of guards that were in. Mm-hmm. It was just, I don't know. It was just better then, I think.
Honestly, this season feels like they pushed the reset button again. They did it.
Yeah.
They did it 2 years ago when MCC first came in, and they stacked the bunks on top of each other. I'm like, oh God, now it's a bigger world.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
And now they did it again by carting them off to different prisons. It's going to be like, remember when they carted Piper off to Chicago at the beginning of season 3, I think it was?
Yeah. Yep.
And like for the first 3 episodes of season 3, it was her in that other prison.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see
cigarette running roaches again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got to find me a new pet,
Yep.
The coffee shop thing was a real good, funny thing too, where they hoarded coffee. Like, I like the fact that they got lower in resources.
Yes.
But at the same time, this riot is supposed to take place over the course of like 2 or 3 days, and here they are running through all their resources. But then again, that's a lot of women in that prison.
That's true.
Making the people eat the food that they were forced to eat is another good thing. I like the guards, like what's that one guard? Fuck. The one who's like in charge of the electric shop with
Luchek?
Luchek, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved his character in this one.
Yeah, he's great.
I love the fact that the damn guards in certain points of the season were kind of like, they saw things from the other side, and even the MCC lady, Von Barlow,
Yes.
saw shit from the other side, and hey, we need to change X, Y, and Z. We need to change this. Piper's mom. This is the first season. I think this is the first time in like 3 seasons that you've seen her. And Jason Biggs. I miss Jason Biggs on this show.
Yeah, it was good to see him again.
It was really good to see him again. Frida's character to me was the big standout of the season. You got a lot of her backstory, man, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was a good episode, her backstory.
Her backstory and how she tricked the guards. She's like, do you really think I grew Wolf's Bane in the fucking pantry?
That was good.
And, her backstory of, being a survivalist and kind of being a, prepper and shit like that,
Yeah, that was cool.
Overall, though, man, are you excited for season 6, though? That's the big thing. Like, at the end of Walking Dead season 6, not a lot of fans were excited for season 7 because of the fucking cliffhanger. And I have a sidebar question, this 2-part question.
Okay.
I'll ask this part to you first. Are you excited for season 6 of this series?
No.
Really? You're not?
I'm terrified of it.
So am I. I'm worried that maybe season 6 is going to be the last.
And I think it might open with the cliffhanger being absolutely nothing. The guards might just go in there now that he just shot Piscatella. They just might go in there and go, everybody get down, and everybody gets down, and that's it.
Total letdown.
Yes.
Now, in contrast to Walking Dead season 6, everybody's like, fuck, we watched it. We kept up with it for fucking 16 weeks. More than that because of the damn mid-season finale. And we watched October through December or November, and then we were back again in January through April. Do you think this has a less effect on it? Orange is the New Black does not get the same... Because I haven't seen a lot of pushback for this, like I did with Walking Dead.
Yeah.
In fact, the season 6 cliffhanger and people bitching about it is what made me want to go back and watch the show. I wanted to see what the hoopla was about. In April of last year, I was binge watching the show over the course of a weekend.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. To me, I think it's worse than Walking Dead because at least Negan killed someone.
Yeah.
You just had to figure out who it was. This is like I just said, it may open and nothing happens. And if that happens, they should get destroyed for it, for the way people acted about The Walking Dead.
My thing was, do you think that being able to binge watch it helps things? Helps take some of the sting out of it. With the Glenn thing, people thought Glenn was dead. No, he's alive again. And
yeah, you're probably right about that.
he still died at the end of the year,
Yeah, you're probably right.
And it's like, with this, you can binge watch this if you have time and all in one day. You could start at 8 o'clock in the morning and finish it at 10 o'clock by the 10 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah, sure. Yep.
So it doesn't, it's not like you're having to wait a full week in anticipation. The anticipation is not there.
Yes.
Now, it kind of is there in the aspect of when I'm sitting up till 2 a.m. with the girlfriend going, want to watch another one, and she's like, no, I'm tired. Let's go to bed. You got to wait, a couple of days beforehand. That's, my stepdaughter has a sticker on the back of her car that says, just one more episode, please, But to me, this wasn't... If this came on regular TV, like HBO, and they did a fucking cliffhanger ending, people would be bitching. I guarantee you people would be bitching. Not only have they be like, oh my God, they did it to us again. Last year ended in a cliffhanger. This year ended in a fucking cliffhanger.
On the other hand, though, do you think the show would be as popular as it is if it was weekly?
No. I think part of the show's charm is that you can binge watch it and that it is on Netflix and that they have the creative freedom to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep, I agree.
Because even with HBO, they're limited to some FCC guidelines. On Netflix, from what I understand, that's wide open. The only thing Netflix can't do is show porn because anybody can have access to it. There's no real parental restriction on it.
Do they get any shit on social media for all the racial humor?
No.
Because I find that funny. stand-up comics get destroyed in 2017 for doing anything remotely
dude,
racist.
George Carlin would be ran out of town on a rail in 2017.
Why is that? Because that show, to me, the biggest draw, I laugh my ass off when when the Nazis are talking about, they throw the digs right out at the Mexicans and shit. It's so fucking funny.
And then by the end of the fucking season, they're all united. They're all together.
And that's part of the whole. Yeah, I know.
I mean, part of the damn whole season was the skinheads taking off against the blacks and the Mexicans, and at the end,
they're all women united.
They're
Joe.
all women united.
Yep.
They didn't let no man grab that briefcase for them.
Piscatella did not grab the briefcase.
Piscatella did not grab the briefcase, no. Fucking what's-his-face did not come out of the fucking... Sam Healy did not come out of the mental institution and grab the fucking, let them out of the prison.
What's the girl's name that attached herself to Luchek with the handcuffs?
Oh, the one Mexican woman with the fucked up teeth?
Yeah.
That was so funny. You're going to be my damn human shield, boy.
I was hoping when they fell on each other that he would just go for it.
I think something was said, but I don't remember what exactly was said between those two.
Okay. Because didn't he actually have sex with Judy King?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he should have just went for it. That would have been great.
The Judy King thing went nowhere this season. Like, the Judy King thing was like, she got treated like gold. She got treated like, like this and like that. And then they did a couple things with her and Daya's mom on a TV show, but it really went nowhere.
Yeah.
I love the episode. The title of episode 2 of this season is Fuck, Marry, Frida. Because it was Frida's story, and at the end of it, she's like, fuck them, kill Piscatella.
That was good.
And the only
but I'm surprised they don't catch shit on social media for some of that stuff,
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
It's 2017, and if you guys come at me telling me I'm a sexist or telling me I'm a racist or telling me that I'm a gay basher, fuck off, because it's not any of that. It's just the way society is. The show's created and written by a goddamn lesbian, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So in this day and age, I mean, people were celebrating Pride on Twitter today. So, I mean, come on. You really think...
You're saying that's why they get away with it?
That's why they get away with it. If it was John Q. Poindexter, the straight man from Iowa who has 6 kids and a wife of 23 years, if he was fucking doing the show and they did this, oh, God, there goes a man writing about the lesbians. He's so sexist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
James Ellsworth ain't writing this. It's Kenji Cohen. And I'm a fan of the show, folks. I like Kenji Cohen. I like their work. Weeds was a fucking funny as hell show.
Yeah, I hope Glow succeeds too, because if it does, man, and her name's attached to it, at that point, she's going to be like bulletproof. She could put her name on anything, and people are going to watch it.
Hell, I might mind letting them, let her attach, they got this whole Marvel superhero thing.
Yeah.
Let her do something with that,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Marvel heroes out there that are gay and lesbians in the comics.
Right.
But I'm sorry, the show's written by a lesbian, so she could get away with it. Why? Because if anybody comes at her with any backlash, oh, you're just gay bashing.
That's a good point.
It's the way the world is, and I'm sorry, folks, if you don't like it. I'm sorry if it upsets you when I say it. I don't mean to offend you. I'm very much a realist. I know the way the world works. Okay? I know the way the world thinks and the way the world works. You try to come after her with this shit, and that's the backlash they're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way it is.
Who's the fucking comic? He just put out a Netflix series. It was like a 2-night. Black guy. Come on, help me out.
Kevin Hart?
No.
Dave Chappelle?
Well, Chappelle. Thank you.
I love me some Dave Chappelle.
I didn't watch his Netflix special.
I haven't either.
But I saw it was put out, and I saw people were bitching at him because he was doing racial shit. And I didn't watch it. I didn't hear anything that he said during his show. But I gotta think, if people are watching Orange is the New Black, they would be offended.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the jokes.
And it makes me want to take a look at Netflix's number and go, are the same people who are bitching about that watching, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't understand.
Hell, I own season 1 of that Chappelle Show on DVD. It's the #1 selling TV show in DVD history. Like when they put TV shows, Chappelle's Show was one of the very first to really put himself out on DVD when this novel concept of DVD putting,
Right.
TV shows on DVD first started. I bought season 1 of Chappelle's Show. And that's one of the funniest fucking shows to me. I mean, the black guy who thinks he's a blind and thinks he's a white supremacist. Get the
so funny.
dude. And
Just
yes,
thinking of that
part
idea,
of me,
Joe.
where he goes, I'm not going to say the word, but the N-word family, where he plays the milkman and the white people have the last name of the N-word. And he walks in going, how you N-words doing today?
Joe, you had me at the blind guy. I mean, just for Chappelle to think of that, it's just so funny.
Even Chappelle in that skit, and he walks in and goes, "It's the N-word family," and he even looks at the guy and goes, "You're right, Mr. N-word." And I'm not saying that to cover myself. That's how he says it on the show. You're right,
Yes.
Mr. N-word. I'm just like, oh my God, that's so phenomenal. And then the other half of me is going, I'm white. Am I supposed to be laughing at this? Does this make me? And that's what Chappelle wants.
Exactly.
He's got me hook, line, and sinker. And I'll admit it, a lot of this Orange is the New Black season, and even the last season, the whole Black Lives Matter thing.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, gun control. They've touched on gun control. They've touched on the way prisoners are done. They've touched on, a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that they said was given compassionate release this year? It was the nun.
Yes.
The nun was sent to Max, and what's her face? I think her name is Yvonne, the hairdresser.
Yvonne?
I want to say it is.
I think it is.
Who's a real
the transgender actor?
Who's a real life transgender woman? He's a man.
Yes.
Her brother plays him as a man.
Yes.
Bursett, that's who it is.
Bursett.
Sophia Bursett, thank you. She wanted to go back down to Max.
Sophia, where the hell were we getting Yvonne from?
I don't know. There's so. Oh, Joe's racist. All black women are named Yvonne now. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God. But like the she gets sent back down to Max on purpose, and then gets down there and finds out, oh fuck, she's got a compassionate release. So that's another character that was completely written off this year. With no backstory.
Her real name is Laverne.
Yeah, Laverne.
That's
Laverne
why we were
Cox.
thinking Yvonne.
I mean, it's just it's there was a lot of unanswered questions on this series, on this season. The backstory with Piper and Alex, and leading up to the marriage proposal, I didn't get it. I got it, but I didn't get it. Oh, Piper, you got to have a cause. That's why you're running off with the black inmates, to support the cause. You got to have your nose in the shit, The very first line out of them two this year was, we're going to straighten up, fly right, keep our nose out of it. And Alex is just like, you just can't help yourself,
By them saying that she's going to get released in 8 months or whatever it was, do you think on the series, because initially when I watched the series, I thought, okay, this will end with her getting her release.
Yeah.
But do you think at this point they're going to show her release and then show what she's doing outside the prison while the prison stuff is still going on?
There's another show out there that's doing that kind of. Oh, man, what was it?
Oh, really?
What was it? Oh, no. There's a video game at E3 that's like that. The fucking co-op game. They kind of ruin it with the trailer. It's like, okay, prison escape. And then all of a sudden, oh, here's what they're doing outside the prison. So obviously you break out.
Obviously you get out, yeah.
I mean, I don't think they are, they tried to do that in season 3, I think it was, or 2, with Alex getting out.
Yes.
But then she got dumped right back in because it was, and she still does not know. Does she know that it was Piper? That I think they did come out with that.
I think so. if I remember.
But yeah, man, I think that she's gonna get it like another year added to her sentence with this, so it'll be like at least
Okay. Yeah.
or
Good point.
everybody gets an extra 6 months or 5 years or whatever the case may be. But then again, they burned the records. They don't know how many shots or extra years they had it on her already.
That's true.
Another big thing with me is the girl with the baby who was kind of leading the whole fucking thing with the gun at the beginning, and she finally got to see her baby. She was pregnant in the first season.
Yeah.
What happens to her? Does she go right back into jail?
That's a good question. I have a feeling she's going to get screwed.
I think she's going to get screwed, yeah, and they're going to say, okay, well, you got 5 years. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as far as Crazy Eyes goes, man. Suzanne, again, phenomenal, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the part about her again, they got to send that little bit of a message to you when they paint her up to look white and chain her to the bed, and then she finally gets out and goes, "No, your skin is beautiful.
Yeah.
Your face is fucking beautiful. Wash that shit off."
Yep.
Sneaking that little bit of a message into you,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It reminds me of that damn. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. Don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
No.
You've never seen that movie?
No.
It's like it was kind of one of the very first parody movies that the Wayans brothers did.
Okay.
Before Scary Movie, only it's hyping shit like Do the Right Thing and all those, black movies set in South Central.
Right.
And every time something big happens in the movie, kind of like this scene in The Orange is the New Black where they're sending you a message,
Mm-hmm.
there's a black character who peeks his head in the screen and just goes, "Message."
Oh, that's funny.
That's what this was, dude. That movie is funny as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm a white guy and I'm proud to say it. Don't be a menace. A lot of people just call it "Don't Be a Menace," but the full title is "Don't Be a Menace while drinking your. Don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood." It's like kind of like the old "Thanks for Everything" or "Tu Wong Fu." Thanks for everything, Judy Newmar.
Right.
Most people just call it "Tu Wong Fu." It's fucking RuPaul movie. Ugh. Anyway. Oh, God, Joe's making fun of the cross-dressers. Anyway,
Oh, God.
it's a bad fucking movie, folks. Give me a break. But it's like, with that thing, I just kept waiting for the guy. Message,
Yep.
There's a lot of that in this show.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious, too.
So, I want to transition over to anything else about this season here.
No. 10 to 2 white, by the way.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Is that your way of telling me we got to go?
Yeah, unless you have one more thing.
I have one more thing here. 2, 3, 4. We're 4 months away from The Walking Dead returning.
Yes.
I'm not excited for this upcoming season as much as everybody. I think I'm in the majority of that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch season 7. But
I feel like I should, but I don't know if I want to.
When you compare the two to Orange is the New Black and Walking Dead, yes, I know it's apples and oranges, but this season of Orange is the New Black, even though, yes, it ended in another cliffhanger, yes, most of the episodes were fucking filler, it flowed a lot better. They snuck in some shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a complete fucking filler episode like at the beginning with fucking, did the zombies eat the motherfucker on the bridge, and then he gets away and leaves a card saying 1911 or some shit on it,
Mm-hmm. I'm going to make this prediction, White. Since we're on the verge of war on The Walking Dead, I think when those trailers start hitting.
Comic-Con, baby. It's coming up in July. Up soon, man.
I think once we start seeing the trailers, we're going to start getting pumped.
Just like we do every year.
Just like we do every year. They wake us up again.
I did it for season 7. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I see what everybody means about the cliffhanger. But at the same time, I wasn't as pissed as everybody else was because I hadn't been watching this shit for fucking 6 years. It had only been 6 months. I definitely want to see more Negan this year. I know that much.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't need Rick and Daryl on every fucking show. Again, you fangirls, shut the fuck up. It's not the Daryl and Rick show. It's not. Not anymore. Get over yourselves.
You know who I want to see more?
Who's
Carl
that?
Papa.
That's right, Carl Papa. Jiggy Jar Jar Do.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Dur-dur-dur-dur-dur. 1, 2, walkers in the gut of the club. Oh man, I gotta play that now. That's gonna be our outro here.
Yes, do it. Grab it.
Oh man. But yeah, I fucking love Carl Papa. I fucking love, I like The Walking Dead still. The whole deal with the damn the JYP, the Junkyard People, as they were
Yeah.
known as, could have done without that last year.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
everybody, I'm sick and tired of everybody sitting there going, "Oh my God, they're gonna do the Whisperers. Oh my God, they're gonna do the Whisperers." The Whisperers in the comic books happen after the shit with Negan.
Oh.
Spoiler alert: Negan is fucking captured when the Whisperers show up, folks. So fucking Negan, they got to get past Negan first.
Right.
But anyway, let me see here. Look up Carl Papa. We didn't really talk about wrestling this show. It's
No.
crazy.
Little ROH. That was it, though.
That's right. That's right. Oh man, you excited for Monday at all? You gonna watch
For what?
Monday Raw? Brock Lesnar
Um,
continuing to build.
I don't know. Maybe. Didn't decide yet.
I look at it this way. I think it's going to be good, and I think the ratings are going to go up again. But once football season starts, let's see, when does preseason football really start? August, September?
August, early August. I think that first game is like last week of July, early August.
Yeah, once that shit starts, bye-bye. Right after SummerSlam, you're going to be right back in the shitter. And this Great Balls of Fire thing, they got to deliver on this pay-per-view.
Yes, they do.
They
They have to do something
fucking deliver.
good.
I want to see Joe take the title off Brock. To be honest with you, the more they bring it up, I don't want to see Brock and Roman main event. I don't even want to see Brock and Braun. I'd be more interested in dealing with the talent. Again, I've been saying it for the last 4 years. Let the talent who's there full-time fight. That's why I'm not a big deal. Oh, John Cena's returning on July 4th. So the fuck what?
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to be there through SummerSlam and then go away until the Rumble. He's another Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Anyway, we could talk about that Monday if you're.
Oh, of course.
If
Yeah,
AC
maybe I'll
decides not
have to
show.
jump on again.
Maybe. I hope so. But Wednesday.
Oh no, you didn't.
Wednesday.
Oh god.
Oh God. 1650's falling apart. Oh God. Anyway, I wouldn't go that far.
No.
But anyway,
He does this. We know. We know he does this.
we know he does this. This is a regular thing for him. But Wednesday, coming up Wednesday, I'm going to try to get us a guest Wednesday, I think. I'm going to put some feelers out there. I'll text you in a minute of who I think I might try to get.
Oh god.
Oh, God. It would be an oh, God if we got this person. I'll text you in a second, or I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Just give me like 5 more minutes for Carl Papa to play.
Oh, absolutely.
Or we'll
Go for
fade
it.
out with it. We'll fade out. We're going to get copyrighted for this, I bet, but I don't give a fuck.
Probably.
We're not in it for the money, like I said at the top of the show.
That's right.
But here we go, folks. Carl Papa's going to lead us out. We'll see you. Fuck, maybe tomorrow night.
It's too quiet in here.
You're listening to the new single from Carl Grimes. This is Carl Papa, coming at you on the Hot Power 96.9 Box The Jam.
Beat.
I heard the gingerbread boy, 'cause he's pretend bread boy. Little cookie man never waved to me, so he got knocked out because I flow. The Jiggy Jar Jar dude, man, I just flow. Shoe shine. No one wanted your stinking tiara, 'cause no one wanted your stinking chair. And why you always talk about the